welcome back to my channel. This is Charming Raindrops and I'm Vicky as per usual, and it's May, so it's now time to come up with a new TBR. Even though this will be the last time that I just choose my TBR, it will become, I've decided I'm going to start a TBR jar ready for June, but we're not ready for that just yet, so we are going to do this for May. So I have a pile of books ready to go, so let's get started. Get a drink, get a snack. I definitely need to get a drink after this because it is boiling outside. It is the 30th of April and all of a sudden we seem to feel like it's August. But I'm not going to complain because the sun is shining and I love it when the sun is shining. But it is a little bit hot. But grab a drink and we'll start looking at my TBR for May. Okay, so I have a selection of books for my TBR for May. Some of them are ones that I own. Some of them are library books and some of them I have set up ready to finish my... Some of them are for my character creation for Magical Readathon, and some of them I'm still reading the Spring Equinox books because I didn't get through as many of those as I thought I would. So I'm going to go back to my rollover books first. So my rollover books from April are going to be, so these are going to be my Magical Readathon ones. I'll go to my Magical Readathon page in my journal. So I've done that one, So there's only two left over on my character creation. So the two that are left is book with elemental magic in the title, and I want to read a book that's largely set in a forest, and then I can tick that off. Okay, so my rollover books, or at least I've changed the books out that I want to read for these. So the one that has the magical element in it is called A Fire in the Sky. I don't know an awful lot about this book. It's not quite new. I'm loving the fact that it's got orange page edges. But so I'm literally just going to read you the synopsis. So, dragon fire no longer blisters the sky over Pantera, but inside the lavish palace, life is still perilous, especially for Tamsin. Raised in the glittering court alongside the princesses, it's her duty to be punished for their misdeeds. Treated as part of the royal family, but also as the lowliest servant, Tamsin fits nowhere. So when she is tasked with the ultimate sacrifice of pretending to be one of the true royal princesses and marry Fell, the beast of the borderlands, son to the great dragon slayer, Tamsin accepts her fate even if it means tricking the deadly warrior. The wedding night begins with an unexpected passion but ends in near violence when her trickery is exposed. Rather than start a war, Fell accepts Tamsin as his bride, but Tamsin isn't what she seems. She harbours those secrets. She harbours dark secrets buried so deep she doesn't even know they exist, and when those secrets emerge, they will ignite a flame bright enough to burn the entire kingdom to the bone. So that sounds really exciting, and it is got elements in the title. So we have Fire in the Sky. That is going to be one of my Magical Readathon character creation ones. So moving on to my other the book that is largely set in a forest, and I've decided to read The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, which is a book that I've been looking to read for quite a while, so it's quite nice to find somewhere to slot it in. So the way it starts is, beware the evil in the woods. In a village at the edge of the wilderness of northern Russia, where the winds blow cold and the snow falls many months of the year. God, you wouldn't even want to think about snow right now, but here we go. An elderly servant tells stories of sorcery, folklore, and the Winter King to the children of the family, tales of old magic frowned upon by the church. But for the young wild Vasa and these are far more than just stories. She alone can see the house spirits that guard her home, and sense the growing forces of the dark magic in the woods. So it's definitely based in a forest or the woods. So yeah, so that is, and then that is my Magical Readathon character creation complete. I'm giving myself some of May, if I need it, and to continue on into June to finish the not character creation, the Spring Equinox, just purely because I seem to have picked books that are all in series and the later parts of series, so I've still got quite a long way to go. So you may remember that I was talking in my last TBR video about the Brighton Mysteries. So I've very nearly finished the first one, Zigzag Girl, but the one that's on the Spring Equinox is the 6th one. So I'm literally going to keep plodding through the series until I get to number 6. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as I've started the series and I've read at least one of them, I'm considering that a completion. because otherwise we will be here an awfully long time. The other one is New Moon, so obviously I need to read Twilight first. So those are going on my list for my May TBR. And then obviously I want to read Fourth Wing, which is moving across onto my TBR, and The Starlight Air is moving across onto my TBR for the spring equinox. So I'll read what I can and then carry the rest over into June. But I don't want to talk too much about books that I talked about at the beginning of April or in my TBR April video, because there are other books I want to add to it, and those are the ones that I want to talk about now. So the other books that I've chosen some of the books that are mine. I got so into the Hunger Games that I've decided that I want to try and read The Ballad of Songs and Songbirds and Snakes. So that is on my list for, excuse the works label, I bought it a while ago. Yeah, so that is on my list to read in May, alongside two that I've recently bought, which is Powerless, which is the first one in the Powerless trilogy, and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas, which is the second one in the Court of Thorns and Roses, or Roses and Thorns, I never get it round the right way. A Court of Thorns and Roses, I was right the first time. So that one I want to continue, but those ones are kind of, because I own them, they are at the bottom of the list of the TBR, because I have library books that I need to read first because they may have reservations on them. So one of the books that's got a reservation on is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and that will pop up just here because although I have the book and I have started reading it, I've left it at work, so I'll have to have a look at that tomorrow. So anyway, so I've got Icebreaker. It's an ice skating romance, which is a little bit nice, it's very spicy from what I've seen so far, and I'm not that far into it, but it's actually a really good read, and it's the first one I've read that's that's like that, so I'm quite pleased that I may have found a new genre to read, which will be very exciting. So another one that I've got out of my local library that I want to read in May is the new Ali Hazelwood Deep End. This is also a sports romance, but this is a swimming sports romance. So I've not read an Ali Hazelwood before. I'm really excited that I want to at some point read the STEM ones, which I think will be really, really interesting. But at the moment I have Deep End, so I'm going to be giving that one a try. On my NetGalley list, I've got a few of my NetGalley that I need to read. So we'll go through those in just a moment. But I also have the second Rob Rinder. And the reason I'm mainly reading this is because I did enjoy the first one, but also I've got the third one on NetGalley. So in order to read them, I have to read them in order. I can't read things out of order, so that's on my TBR. I'm hoping that I'll also get the third one done, but we'll see. And then I also have the next prequel in the Hunger Games prequel series, which is Sunrise on the Reaping. So I will be giving that one a try. On my NetGalley, which I'm going to be trying to get through as well. I'll just get that up on my phone. I won't show you the screen. I've got Best Summer Ever, which is the new Heidi Swain. Wish You Were Her rather, by Elle McNichol, and she's my favourite young adult author. And Dear Miss Lake, which at the moment I am reading the third one, and that's the fourth one in the set, and I'm reading the third one in the set, which is called Mrs. Porter Calling. So that one I'm very nearly finished, and then I will be moving on to Dear Miss Lake. So that's kind of my TBR. I mean, I've got all the ones that are all kind of that's a very heavy pile, but I have my TBR. Those are all the physical books that I plan to read in May. I don't know how good I'm going to be at reading them, but we will wait and we will see. But now I will pop those into my journal and I will take you along for that ride.